alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes, you can go ask Jennifer. That's my mom's name. I create and find change. My mind frame ensures that forever I'll reign. Got so many memories that I made on Cascade Road. I done gained the world, I ain't never sell my soul. This is God-given, so I thank him as I go. Hate to sound conceited, but I know. Crazy thing they with me. Yeah, crazy thing they with me. Run up on me, baby, show you gon' see. Yeah, got power from my head and my feet. Yeah.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Titans now for their first drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller. Here's Willis now off the play fake. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack there by Roquan Smith. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. He'll return it from the 6. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr. The center receiver in motion to the left. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll send the tight end in motion. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now a play fake. Carr winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Taking it about the 16. They juked him, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And it'll be Titan football. Now Willis on 1st and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
Hey!
On the counter, it's Henry. And some room to maneuver. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. Willis looks to pass it here. And right side, Henry's got it. Touchdown! Derrick Henry, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Titans will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was finished off on the touchdown reception by Derrick Henry. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Play action. Now it's Carr. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. On first down, Willis. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. A beautiful fake. A big play that time for the Titans. 51 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Willis will look to throw on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Another try after the first down sack. Willis. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Willis, 3rd and long. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr. Got a man open, it's Darren Waller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Carr now on 1st down. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The Ravens had 8-3 now, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Carr going to go on 4th down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Titans are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Willis. This is caught inside the 15. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Inside handoff, Henry. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Showed off the juke, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Willis will look to throw it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Carr. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Carr. And he slides and covers up at the end, as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, a run to Dobbins. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half, as they'll stop him behind the line. To throw his Carr. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 38-yard line. Shotgun now for Carr. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. This will be caught. It's Samuel. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Into the red zone, it's Carr. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there, as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 13-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now a second down and 6. Dobbins running out of the gun. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he'll look downfield for Waller. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Taking a shot for Samuel. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Completes it to Samuel. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Carr going to throw. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. In motion goes the tight end. They'll run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from taking the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Out come the Titans now. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Oh, what a catch by Burks. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Here we go.
To the air on first down. Here's Willis. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Willis now off the play fake. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. A 3rd quarter now, and a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd and 10, it's Willis. And that is incomplete here.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Willis will look to pass again here. Open man is Edwards. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 40. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now Willis on 1st and 10. Wide open receiver complete. Down inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Back now in Nashville. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They'll try to run for it with Henry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here's Willis. This is caught. And it's a Titans touchdown. Chigakakwo from 8 yards out. And the Titans answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. On play action, it's Carr. He's got his man, it's Andrews. Finding room at midfield. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Lines up and lets it go for Samuel. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, I'm not right.
They'll run it again with Henry. They find some open field here. Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown Titans. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Titans are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing to battle.
He's got a man, complete. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 77 yards. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns, so this game is flipped. They were down, now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? They've been in attack mode, had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. 3rd down, it's Willis. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. Taken in at the 11. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Curtis Samuel and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll go again with Dobbins. And some room to roam now. Pushes him over. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 64 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Carr. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Dobbins. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now Willis. Pass complete to Edwards. And he's going to have a first down, but he's tackled inbounds up near midfield. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop him with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Here's Willis. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game...
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now here come the Ravens. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
105 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Right back to Dobbins on first. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Taking a shot for Samuel. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line. Explosion plays always break the back of a defense. In overtime to put them in the red zone, that was huge.
I like your description there because when you get an explosion play, now people are really scrambling on defense. Now they're looking to each other. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play? Offensive guys have the momentum. Now they're in the red zone. They've got to be thinking attack, trying to get it into the end zone.
Now on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. The 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Again, it's Carr. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Tucker's kick is good, and they have regained the lead. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
Here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing, Willis. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This to potentially get out of here with a tie. And he got it. It's good. They answer with a field goal of their own to send this game into sudden death. Well, this one certainly has not lacked for intrigue. Let's keep playing. What do you say?
Fine by me. I'm loving what we're seeing here. This is a heck of a game. And now, guess what? A kicker may decide it again, and the next one that does it wins it.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles, because my palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the 3rd drive of overtime. And as we know, from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared